YouTube, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about quite possibly the best coat, the best item of clothing that I've had in my wardrobe for 10 plus years. It's a Peacoat from Billy Reid out of New York City, and it is their double-breasted wool Bond Peacoat from the Skyfall movie. And stay tuned, I'll tell you why I actually own two of them. So to give you a little bit of history about the coat, it was worn by Daniel Craig in the movie Skyfall, as I said before, and this is where I found out about it and wanted to get it. And obviously once I saw that movie, went and got it from Billy Reid in the US. I had a friend that was out there and brought it back for me, and that's where sort of the love affair with this coat sort of started. I just thought it looked really smart on, and it could be laid with other items of clothing. It was a double-breasted, it's navy as well, so it sort of went with everything that I owned. And so I took the plunge, bought the coat, and then I've been wearing it ever since. I mean, Billy Reid themselves, to be honest, I don't really know much about them. I've never heard of them outside of this Bond Peacoat. I think they're just US based. I could be wrong. You guys tell me. But outside of this Bond Peacoat, I don't even really know what else they retail or what they sell. I don't know where they sit on the kind of levels of men's clothing, or what kind of quality of clothing they have. But just going by this coat alone, it seems really good, and I've loved it, and I'll tell you why this coat is the best thing in my wardrobe and has been for many years. So here's my coat here from Billy Reid. It's the Peacoat. You've probably seen it in the beginning. I'll just go through it with you. Now, you have to take into consideration, I bought this coat a long time ago. I bought this in 2014. So that's like 7 years I've had this coat. So, you could say it's seen better days, but it is actually doing really well. I will say that the naviness, the color of the coat's kind of lightened over the years, because it's been dry cleaned once or twice, and it's obviously not new. It's had some, it's been out in the elements kind of thing. Now, when I bought this coat, it was 80% wool, 20% nylon blend. I believe they've changed that now to make it a 75% wool, 25% nylon blend. I mean, some people don't like the nylon in it, and I mean, it does make it a bit lighter. It does make it keep its shape. It does make it, a little bit more durable, I guess, and maybe a little bit water resistance. But, some may say they're going from 80% down to 75% wool is, probably making it cheaper or whatever, but it does make it lighter. But as I said, this is the old version. This is what 80% wool. Let's go over some of the bits and pieces of the coat that make it sort of unique. As I said, it's a double-breasted coat, and I will show you this worn on, and you can probably see it in B-roll now. That's a double-breasted coat. It's got your standard double-breasted buttons, so when you do it up, it just looks very nice like that, double-breasted. It's got these calf skin kind of elements to it around. So the most notably is on the collar here. You'll see there's calf skin leather lined, and the other bit is on the inside of the pockets. Underneath the pockets, it's all calf skin lined there. It does have buttons underneath these pockets, but I tell you, in the time I've had it, 7 years I've had it, I've never once done these buttons up for some reason. Just don't need to. And the buttons are genuine horn buttons, so the quality's there. It's not all cheap plasticky stuff. They give you an extra button on the inside, and I'll come to that in a minute. There you go, there's an extra horn button there, and they also give you the inside button. I don't know what that's called. The inner button is there as well. Now just throw it on, and as I said, this is unlined. So the good thing about this coat is, you've seen I'm wearing a cable knit, really thick cable knit. Actually, I'm really warm. This just goes on fine. It just fits lovely, and then you can do it up. It's very, very durable. And what I mean by that is I had this for 7 years. I've worn it pretty much every winter, and it is perfect. Look at that. And like I've discussed in one of my older videos for the N1, for me, really big thing is the pockets height. So the N1 jacket that I had in my previous video, the pockets don't really sit right. They sit in sort of a weird, too high up, kind of hard to put your hands in kind of position. This is just in the perfect spot. I mean, some will say like a hoodie, you might want it down here, but these just fit perfectly. I will say the pockets are quite small. So I don't know if you're used to having a full hand in the pocket or not, but with these, you need to curl up your hands just a little bit. And I mean, I'm used to it. That's how I wear it. Collar's usually always worn up. It just sits like that perfectly. And then you've got these pockets down here. You can put your stuff in, which I do all the time. And as I said with the lining, see with the N1 it was lined, right? So even with the sizing, I could never wear the N1 jacket with you know, cable knits. This you can wear pretty much anything underneath and wear it on top and it's fine. Sleeve length is perfect. Really can't have any complaints on that there. And then that's really it. So if we're talking about how it's held up over the years, and you know what, this is the reason why I absolutely love this coat. It is so durable, and if you look at it, and I'll show you this in other videos, it's got wear and tear all over it. It's not, this coat has not been babied, and that's probably because I never knew what the brand was. It's not something out of Japan that's worth, you know, so much money that you sort of baby it and don't really care. This is what I used to wear to work and, you know, to the pub after work, throwing bags on it, all that kind of stuff. And it's held up. It's never been ripped. You can see all the wear areas. There's bits on it here that that have just worn right down to the fabric, like right through the fabric almost. And it's just been absolutely perfect. It's been worn so much that, you know, I need a debobbler as well in some places because, you know, places, and this is just, you know, a guy with a beard, it'll wear on certain areas, you know, and you'll have to sort of debobble it as such. Along the collar here, you can see there's loads of, you know, things there that have worn down, but on the whole, it's absolutely perfect. And that's why I love this coat. It's so comfortable as well. I tried it the other day with the N1 and then this. Put the N1 on and I was like, yeah, it's comfortable, but just something's not right. Threw this on, it's like not wearing anything. Now the reason why I have two, and this is a funny thing, I love this coat so much, and at the time you could only buy it in New York at the Billy Reid store. I think I was going there, or a friend of something was going there, and I love this coat so much I said, you know, I'll probably get 1 or 2 more seasons out of it. At the time it was probably 3 or 4 seasons in. So I thought, let's get another one just for next season. And as it's just so durable, it just was perfect for that season and perfect for the next season. And I was kind of waiting for it to sort of die on me so I could get to the new one. And I never did it. It never has. And I've still got the new one here in the lining. And this is a new one. Never opened. So that's kind of sacrilege, really, isn't it? So here's the new one. I've never actually opened this actually. Noticeable difference. $695 this was. It's notable difference. Let me just take this off for the microphone. It's quite annoying. Look how smart that is. Beautiful. Noticeable difference straight off the bat is it's got a different label here. The wool is beautiful, isn't that? It's lovely. £695, as I said when I bought it new. That's the price of them. I think it's still at that price point. This is why I bought a new one, because I thought the other one was going to die. You can see here, but there is a difference. See the subtle difference in the colors. Don't know if that comes through really. And as it happens, this is probably a sign that maybe it's getting to the time to move to the new one. Is a button fell off last week. I think it was last week, the week before. I've just sewed it back on, and I've just tied it up some of the other buttons as well. And you know, this coat will just keep going, I think. But it's probably about time that I switch to the new one, just basically for the look, maybe, because this one's a bit faded. I mean, it's not looking any tatty, but if I wanted to look a bit more professional or whatever, going back into 2021, then potentially it's time to move to the new one. Now, price-wise, as I said, $695 on the sticker there, and it's still $695 on the Billy Reid website. The Amazon link below had them for $450, and I think that's why some of them are out of stock. Keep checking that link. It's probably going to come back into stock soon. Still a reasonably priced coat if you're taking into consideration, say, an N1 or something like that, which are vastly more expensive. Still getting the same amount of wear out of it. This has lasted me 7 years. Still looks like it's going to go on and on and on. So I think the value is there. I think it's worth the money you're paying for it. So I would definitely look into that. So there you have it, guys. That's just a little look into the Billy Reid double-breasted wool bond Peacoat. I've had in my wardrobe for the last 7 years. It's such a great coat. If you're looking for something to have for the winter, many months, that's going to last you, definitely look into it. I've put a link below if you want to go to their shop on Amazon, but also you can put a link to their actual store as well. Have a look. I highly recommend the coat. And it's always good to have something of military heritage in your wardrobe. Now, you might remember I spoke about the N1 jacket a few weeks ago. Now, don't forget the Peacoat was the predecessor to the N1. The N1 replaced the Peacoat. So it's got military heritage. You still see the Peacoats around today in various shapes and formats. And it's just a good piece of clothing to have in your wardrobe. Guys, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, and I know there's a lot of you guys out there that watch this that haven't subscribed, just press that little red button. It really helps me out. And I'll be sure to be putting out more content like this in the future. With all that being said, hope you enjoy your day, and we'll see you in the next one.